all alone and nobody calls you on the phone. Or don't you feel like a crying? Don't you feel like crying?
First feel anxiety in a situation, we need very much to try to practice talking to anxiety. We need to say to it, hello anxiety, yeah, I know why you're here, this is uncomfortable, but I'm going to give you some information to tell you that we're safe, because actually we are safe, it's just uncomfortable. I don't like it, but I'm safe. And it just needs that little bit of reassurance. And while we're doing that, while we're giving that message, we're blocking out all of the anxiety thinking that would be going on instead. And anxiety hears what we're saying and it starts to feel safer. And so it diminishes down again. And then we can start to feel a little bit more comfortable.
Right. So say I'm heading into the shop and I need to start saying to myself, I'm safe, you know, this is normal anxiety, you're there, but
yeah,
nothing's going to happen to me. And, you know, I'll be actually so busy thinking, why am I talking to myself?
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like you can say, I'm going shopping with anxiety. So come on, anxiety, let's go around the shop. We'll just look around.
I'm going to be hearing you now in my head every time I go to the shop. So that'll be good. Telling me.
Just don't expose yourself.
I'll be ringing you from jail if I did that. Yeah, you know, when you got your face mask on and you're having a bit of an anxiety attack or a bit of a stress, your breathing becomes more rapid and fast, doesn't it? And then you have this amazing heat around the mask, and it does feel increasingly uncomfortable, which doesn't help either. So you've got that on top of everything else with the masks, haven't you?
So is your mask material?
Yeah.
They are probably the least helpful type of masks you can have. If you can order surgical masks, they're much more like paper, and they're so light and they don't cling to your face. So as you breathe and you get hot and sweaty, yes, exactly, they are much better, and you can shape them a little bit around your nose. I have to sort of big hooter, but actually they don't cling to you like those material ones. I tried the material ones and I really panicked. I found them hideously uncomfortable.
Yeah, I didn't realise these are my daughter's, because she obviously needs them for her work. They actually probably would be a lot better, wouldn't they, than the material ones? Yeah.
Do you want to try it on and just see if you can feel the difference, or is that okay to do that?
Yeah.
It's just
if I can get around with biggie.
So the material ones, they're almost like woolen, aren't they, or cotton, but they're very clingy, and they get really heavy with the sweat and the condensation from the breath.
This is definitely better than and to be fair, my other one is black as well.
Yeah.
So it gets quite hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're definitely better. I'll get some of those.
You and I are often in a parallel place, because I just had a conversation with Kevin before we started chatting. He's done all the shopping. I haven't been in a shop since February. I went to the garage once. I haven't been to a supermarket at all, you know. And I've said, okay, I need to start doing some of this now. It's not fair that you're doing it all the time. And here's what we need to do. So anxiety lurks until we have a plan. So for example, if I know that I've got an event coming up in the diary and I start to feel anxious about it, the anxiety is looking to know again, you know, there's an event in the diary, we don't feel good about it, are we safe? We have to give it something. And so we have to look ahead and we have to make a plan. So you could say to yourself, and I'm going to say to myself, okay, I'm going to go to the shop on that day. If I'm in difficulty, this is my plan. So it will be okay for me to put my shopping down and walk out of the shop, because I will. That's my plan. It will be okay to go and tell a member of the staff if I had a panic attack, because I might need help. That's okay. If I needed to, if I was really in distress, I'm going to say to myself, it's okay to sit on the floor and for someone to come and help. So I'm going to put things in that give myself a plan. And by doing that, I'm actually answering anxiety. Well, what if? Because anxiety says, what if? What if? And as long as we've got a little plan there, it starts to feel more comfortable. Okay, there's a plan. I don't need to be here now.
Yeah. But sometimes, like, what am I getting why am I having anxiety about going into a shop? I mean, why aren't I feeling so? I mean, that's what I don't understand, is where it's coming from. Is it because I haven't been to a shop for so long? Is it because people are wearing masks? It's trying to recognise why I am feeling like this, you know,
Okay.
because I don't understand what would be my reasoning for feeling unsafe going to a shop.
So if I say to you, can you name something that makes you feel fearful about going to the shop, what would you say?
I think, do you know what my worst, I know it sounds silly, but using the card. I haven't used a card for ages, which is the new, what do you call it, where you don't have to put your PIN number in. Contactless.
Yeah.
And 1,000 times says, Stephen, which way do I do it? Which way do I do it on the machine? And he says, well, you just put it near the machine. And that was instantly causing me stress. What if it don't work? How, you know? And then and Stephen said, well, just put the number in. And I went, oh yeah, of course. But that was my main thing that I was worrying about.
Yeah.
Putting the shopping in the bag.
Yeah.
Because they go really fast. Keeping up with them. Queues behind me.
Stop there. When you're putting the shopping in and it's going really fast, what are you feeling?
I feel like I'm holding people up. I feel like people are looking at me being slow and not understanding why I'm slow. Because
good. Okay, hold that. So with the contactless card, anxiety says, what if? So I'll ask you that question. What if? What's your plan?
If I can't do it, well, I've got my phone.
Okay.
I know how to use my phone.
Good.
I've got Apple, so I could do that. If that didn't work, I make sure I've got some cash with me.
Okay, great.
So I'll pay with cash.
What about asking somebody? Could you put your hand up and just say to a member of staff, can I get some help?
Yeah, I might be a bit embarrassed to do that though.
Okay, but the other two things would work for you, okay?
Yeah, I think if I had cash on me as a backup,
Great.
so if it didn't work, because I've been with Stephen where sometimes contactless doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know, for some unknown reason it doesn't work, and then he just puts his number in. It will work, which I can put the number in as well, but I just like to, yeah, you're right, I need to have a backup.
But not only do you have to have a backup, you now have to say to yourself in your head, it's okay, anxiety, I now have a plan for that. Yeah. So what if, this is what if.
Right.
When you're stood at the counter and the food is going along and you've got to pack it and do all of that, and you might not be working very well because of Parkinson's, your fear was people are looking at you, they don't understand what's going on. What can you do to resolve that?
Well, I actually did do this last time, and instead of putting it in a bag, I just put it straight back into the trolley, and then I went back to the car and I bagged it in when I got back to the car.
Good.
Because I didn't want to put myself under the pressure of trying to put it in the bags when I knew that I wouldn't be able to keep up. Right. So for me, it worked better. So I have got a backup plan with that.
Good.
But that's actually very, very good thinking of having a backup plan.
It is essential, and the way I deal with that situation, just so that you can consider this as well, I've got a wristband that says Parkinson's UK. I've got a badge that says I've got Parkinson's, please give me time. So I could literally, just pull my coat open a little bit and show my badge. I've got a card that goes in my wallet that says the same thing.
Yeah.
Or I could even just turn to somebody and say, really sorry, I've got Parkinson's, please give me a moment.
Yeah.
So again, those are little methods that you're when you've got them, and I tell you what, the first time I went out with my badge and my little wristband and bits like that, and I thought, oh, this is a bit over the top, isn't it? I'm kind of like almost wearing my Parkinson's with pride, and it's a bit odd. But actually, I felt so much more confident because I had a tool I could use, and if my words don't come out very well, or if I can't move properly, here, look at this. It helped. From Parkinson's UK, they used to do bags with Parkinson's like logo on it, and like it was almost an advert saying anything like that. It's a good way to do it. The other thing you can do is even write it on your hand, because that might, for anybody that doesn't have a piece of equipment to show, write it on your hand before you go to the shops, just on the top of your hand here. And then that way, your sleeve might hang down, but if you want to, you can just go like that to somebody. We'll get a tattoo. But there are these methods, and I'll ask you this little question here. Now that you've seen that having a plan helps, how do you feel?
Do you know, funnily enough, calmer, when I was explaining to you about what stressing me, I feel so much calmer now, because it makes sense. If I have a plan, if this does happen, I can do this. So it's just when I get to the shop, I just need to have you listening, you in my head talking to me, conversation, because sometimes it sounds sensible here because I'm not in that situation, but I need to, when I'm sort of get to the shop, I need to probably give myself a couple of minutes in the car before I get out. Not get out and just go straight in. I just need to think, right, what's worrying you? I just need to take that two or 3 minutes, don't I?
Absolutely. And that's just giving yourself that time. And something else that people can do, and I've done before, and I've only done it a couple of times, but I've always found it very helpful. If you're going to a shop that either might be larger, like a supermarket, or just a shop where you might have to move around quite a bit to get around it. One of the things I used to fear, because I had a bout of falling over a lot before my medication was increased, I phoned up to a shop in a nearby town called Woodbridge, and I said to them, I've got Parkinson's, I'm coming into the shop. You'll probably recognise me because I've been in there before, so I know you. But can I possibly ask that you could tell me either where there is a chair I could sit down if I feel like I need to, or would you mind putting a chair out near the till so that I know there's a place I can go to if I feel wobbly. And they absolutely helped straight away. They put a chair there. And when I went in, I just went and introduced myself and said, oh, I'm the guy who phoned up about the chair. But I knew it would be there. I trusted them. They put it there. My anxiety went because I had a plan, and it was like, I don't have to feel fearful about going around that shop now. And so you can do things like that. Anything like that.
Yeah, that's helped me a lot, actually. And because I plan on doing this at least every other day, going out to the shops, and also going out driving.
I've got a camper van. I haven't got a boot in my van. So if I would go to the shops, I get really stressed because I've got 3 or 4 bags of shopping, and I put them in there and they'd fall over and go everywhere. And then that became a stress in itself as well. And you can go online. I went to Amazon, and you can buy they're basically like, they're like a fold up. I can't get my words out. It's like a box made of material, and it's got segments in it, and you can put your bags into it.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Okay. And then also I bought because sometimes getting bags from the vehicle back into the house is a problem. So again, for about 20 quid on Amazon, there was a fold out, it looks like a briefcase made of plastic, but it unfolds, the handle comes up and it turns into a box, and you could put a bag into it. It's on wheels, and then you could just pull your shopping in. And all of these things take the anxiety away. So even if you're looking at driving, if you were to think about, okay, worst case scenario, I might have to pull over. I'd also want to make sure I've got my phone. I've got the numbers that I need to phone somebody. If for any reason I can't get through, I'll have a bottle of water in the car so that I can keep myself hydrated, a travel blanket, just anything that just makes you feel comforted that it's there.
Yeah.
All of those bits help.
Yeah.
Great. So I think we've covered anxiety. I mean, the final thing I'd say on it, I mean, I'm a psychotherapist, and people often think, well, you shouldn't get any of these type of problems, but they're actually helpful things. They're there for a reason, and we've learned to fear them. But also, sometimes they make sense. You know, we're in a completely, our way of life has been turned upside down. So it has to make sense that we feel anxious, because if we didn't feel anything, it would be a bit weird. So give yourself permission to feel uncomfortable feelings and say, well, as long as it makes sense, I know that I haven't got something going wrong up here, because it is making sense, because this is different. Things have changed, you know.
Yeah, definitely, especially this past 6 months. Nobody ever envisaged we'd be living like this. Would we?
Oh, come on, take my hand, baby, won't you walk with me? Oh, yeah. When you're waiting for a voice to come in the night, but there's no one. Don't you feel like a cry? Cry to me. Don't you feel like